everyone. Today I will be teaching how to do HTML. And basically HTML is basically when you create an entire website. Okay, this is not created by me. It's just the place where we create websites. Okay, but basically HTML, you can create websites with it. And basically HTML is where you basically code everything and you just break it into a website. Okay, so today I'll be teaching you the basic elements of how to create a website. This is the most basic course ever. Okay, just the foundation of everything. Okay, so basically, firstly, we need the app to do this, the website to do this, right? And basically, this one is a free one. It's basically called W3 Schools. Okay, you don't even need to sign in. I'm not even signed in. You can just do it, like that. So basically, you just need to search up W3 Schools. Now, press HTML tutorial. Don't press this because this is other stuff. Just press HTML tutorial and scroll down. You will get into this website. So basically, you just want this, okay? So it's got this. Click try it yourself. And that is where you get into like the coding place. So, as you can see, there's a run button. And the run button is the most important button of everything. Because when you press this run button, it will translate your code into whatever it is going to be coded into. So, as you see, they already had this is a heading, this is a paragraph for you. But we don't need that. If you take it away, of course it will be taken away. Okay, and I'll explain what all these random things mean later on. Now this one, you can also take it away because it's not important. We're not going to go through that. Okay, so basically you can literally just have this. Okay, that's how you want to start everything with. Okay, you just want this. Okay, so once you've got this, let's go through basically HTML. Okay, so first thing we need to learn what is a markup language. So in HTML, you basically create an entire website, right? Basically, you put in whatever you need to here, just spam some random stuff, and it will just appear over here. But let's say I want to put in, let's do something very simple. I want to put in a heading. How do I do that? Do I just say heading and it will give me a heading? No, it won't, right? So how do we put headings? How do we put bold, italics? That's the most basic version. Okay, of course we have to put in other stuff as well, but that's the most basic form first. How do you do that? So I explain how to do that. Okay, but firstly let's learn about markup language, which I was talking about just now. Now for markup language, you basically need an open tag and a closed tag. So basically, to make a tag is basically just two angular brackets. I don't even know what it's called. I'm just gonna call it an angular bracket. Okay, or this weird squarish bracket. Inside, for example, if I wanted a P tag, it would look like this. Okay, I'll explain what this does later. If I wanted an OL tag, it would look like this. Okay, but I will explain what that is later. You have to worry. So, for example, OL tag, something like this. Okay, and you can even attribute it, but that is too advanced. We won't go through that first. So OL tag, and then over here you could put something like let's just do P tag is the most basic kind of tag. P tag. So, and a tag is basically something like this. You basically just have two of these brackets, an open bracket and a closed bracket surrounding it, and whatever's inside will be the tag. Okay, now P tag over here. Then what you can do is this is an open tag. So to close the tag, you basically just do the exact same thing, but you're gonna add a backslash in front. So if I have an OL tag, I would add a backslash in front. Okay, let me give you an example of another one. Let's say this is a more advanced one. Let's say we have the div tag. I would close it by putting a backslash div. So you can see in all these situations, you basically, how to make a markup language is where you have an open tag and a closed tag. Open tag is without the backslash. Closed tag is you put in the backslash. Okay, and it's surrounded by brackets. Okay, so let's learn the most basic kind of markup. The first tag ever, HTML tag. That is the most important one. Now, here's the thing. Whenever you have markup language, let's say I have a P tag over here, and I close the P tag. Now, whatever's trapped between the open tag and the closed tag will be the thing that will be a part 2. So, for example, if I wanted to bold a word, right? I can something like test, and then I put 1, 2, 3 over here. You will notice that because the test is only between the markup of bold Therefore, only the test will be bolded, as you can see over here. So that's literally how it works. Whatever is in between, this is in between, you will see this whatever tag you are in between, it will be applied to you. And whatever's outside of it, I don't care. So you can notice that this entire thing, this entire chunk, is all within this HTML tag. So it's all applied to HTML. And of course, this is a HTML thing, right? So obviously you have to put HTML on this. Okay, now, inside of HTML, there's a head tag and a body tag. Now, for today's lesson, we will mainly look at the body tag. Head tag is more for styling, and you even have to put a separate one like this. Style, no style. Okay, but we won't be going through that for now. Head, you can just leave it blank, okay, for today. The main thing is we want the body tag, close body tag. Basically, it's where all the magic happens, where everything is displayed. Whatever you put here, it will be displayed. Here is the important part. Okay, the body tag, everything inside is the thing that's going to be displayed, it's going to be presented. So let's learn the different tags. Okay, so firstly, let's learn how to put headings. Now, the heading tag is a H tag. But here's the problem. You want to determine how big your heading is. So, the biggest heading will be H1. The smallest, you could even go to H6. But I'm pretty sure no one will want to look at H6 because H6 is even normal than the normal sort of word. So, don't do that. H tag. H. You can't put H. Okay. You need to try to define what this H is. How big is the H, right? So H1 is the biggest, all the way to H6. So you can go H2. Okay, let's just try H1 first. Okay? So remember, you must always close it. If you don't close it, you will see that it's still there, but it's because this website is being kind to you. It knows that you've made a flaw. You can see it's all red. But you know what? I don't care because I know what I'm trying to say. But if you want to be proper in your coding, you better make sure that you actually write it properly. So in this case, you will see that's actually correct. So if I change to H2, you'll notice that it will become a bit smaller. If I go to H6, you'll notice it's so small. And notice how whenever I make a text, whenever I put a heading to a text, it will always be bolded because it is basically just how it's supposed to work. As long as it is in a heading, it will be bolded. That's literally how it's meant to be. Okay? So, very simple. H tag, H whatever. Okay? You will bold and put it to the appropriate size. Now let's do the next one, which is going to be a P tag. Now, if I do this, you may think, oh, they will just put this first paragraph, this second paragraph, right? Wrong. You will get this, which is sort of like a big problem because you don't want this. This is wrong, right? You want it to be a paragraph, but no matter how much you do it, it will still be stuck together. So what are you gonna do about it? Now, here's the thing. Why is it stuck together? Is because you didn't define it with a P tag. So it's very particular. A P tag is when you put a paragraph. I am a man. Okay? And then I love bananas. So you can notice that when I put this P tag, then it will make it clear that, hey, I'm isolating this as a paragraph. Okay, it will get the sense that I'm trying to isolate this as a paragraph. So everything inside here will be isolated as one paragraph. But of course, it's better if you put another P tag here so that you can just see that as both are paragraph. So you can see. Okay, I know it looks the same, but yeah. Basically, the P tag is so that it can define, hey, whatever is inside is one single paragraph. Don't mix it in with anything else. That's what a P tag does. Okay, now let's learn B tag and I tag and U tag, which is the simplest ones. B is to bold. I is to make it italics. U is to underline it. Now, of course, you must put a close tag, alright? Don't be lazy. Put a close tag. So, I can say, Mr. Tan likes eating pizza. But here's the thing. I want to emphasize on Mr. Tan. And you know, in books, whenever they want to emphasize something, they italics it, right? They italicize, I don't know what it's called, but they do that, right? So, do this, and whatever is inside, boom, you will see it will be in italics, right? Now, you can even put a code onto a code. So, for example, I could put a P tag, and I could put an I tag on it. It completely makes sense. So, I can say, Mr. Tan, right, likes scolding his students. Then close P tag. So, this entire thing it will be in a paragraph, and this entire thing, this entire thing will be italics. There you go. Okay, oh sorry, I have to put space. Okay, then you'll be correct. Right, now, last one for the day, we're gonna learn one last one and we're done, is the HR tag. Now, HR tag is actually kind of fun because there isn't an open and close tag. So for those people who are lazy, you don't like putting open and close tag, this is good for you because you don't have to do that. So HR tag is basically like this. And you will see all it does is just put a line over here. But this is actually good because sometimes you want to divide things, right? Let's say I want to put, okay, I want to say, facts about myself, right? And then I put a P. Okay, I love playing basketball. Okay, my favorite mobile game is Brawl Stars. Okay, and then you can say I love eating burgers. Okay, done. Now I want to put another separate one about facts about my brother. So hey, let's divide it with a HR tag, and then now facts about my brother. Right? You can go write whatever you want. My brother loves, dogs. His favorite subject is learning how to code HTML websites. Okay? So there you go. This HR thing will basically divide these two things that you have over here. It will be this little line of division. So that's literally what you need to do. And you don't even need any close tag. It's just you put it there, straight away you give you this free line. But of course, there's actually another way to do this. You can put HR backslash. Remember, this is not a close this is not a close tag. Okay, don't think this is a close tag because firstly, close tags have the backslash in front. And secondly, there's no close tag for HR. So don't think of that. Okay, this is basically just another way of putting HR. Okay, both works. Basically, this and this, either way will give you a HR tag. Okay, so you can choose to do this, you also choose to do this. Alright, both ways will give you a HR tag. This one just adds an extra backslash. So for those people who are lazy, you don't want to put this, sure, you can just put this. But please do not confuse this with a close tag because this is not a close tag. Firstly, close tags, this thing must be in front. Exactly as I said, HR doesn't have a close tag, okay? It's just one single thing. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so I'm gonna list out the following tags that you know. So you should know. Firstly, all these HTML, head, body, whatever, P, H1, H2, all the way to 6. Okay, I'm not gonna list everything out. B, I, U, R, or HR/U1. Okay, so literally these are all the things you learn. It's super easy. Okay, and I will make another video that will give you a little practice to test your knowledge. Let's see if you've actually been listening, if you actually know what every tag does. Okay, in the next video, I'll give a little practice, a little assignment for you all to work on, and I will tell you guys how to code a certain thing. Okay, but it's still gonna be very easy. Okay, you're still not gonna deal with like images whatsoever, styling, CSS. Okay, so this is the very easy kind. Okay, so hope you like this video. Hope it helped you out. Alright, if it helped you out, please subscribe. It definitely help you out because this is such an informative video. Okay, so thank you very much. I'll be uploading more. I'll be teaching you different types of stuff. It'll be more advanced soon. This is just a basic of basic class. So if you're interested, you can even try to learn more. You could watch other videos. You could read up stuff, see how this works. Okay, but thank you very much for watching and goodbye.